Well, hello again, world of YouTube. My name is Pat, and this is my quick little review of The Day the Earth Stood Still. And it wasn't a horrible movie by any means. My scale goes 1 to 10, and 5 is average. Anything above it's good, and anything below it's bad. And I'd say this movie's probably about a 6 to a 7. So probably, to be kind, I'll give it a 6.5, and that's really being kind. But anyways, though, the movie, this year's sucked. Like, this year has really sucked with movies, and the reason why, of course, is the writer's strike and coming out of that. But I mean, this winter season has been horrible. For God's sakes, that movie Four Christmases has been #1 in the box offices for 2 weeks in a row. I mean, if that tells you something. But yeah, The Day the Earth Stood Still. It's one of very many movies that you can expect to be coming out soon because of everyone's newfound hype on doomsday hysteria. And if you don't know about all that going on right now, you're kind of an idiot. I'm sorry to tell you, but just look around you and everyone, it. I know this is kind of mean to say, but like, are you really all that surprised that everyone's in a doomsday hysteria? Like when we get our first black president? But anyways, I guess it's just the nature of people, and this is like I said, the first of many to come, and that 2012 movie's coming out too, where it's the Aztec calendar. If you're a real big Fruit Loop and actually buy into that stuff, and it's a joke to me. It absolutely is. It's a bunch of Chicken Littles running around going, "The sky is falling, the sky is falling," and movies like The Day the Earth Stood Still is there to pick up the pieces. So on the movie itself, well, for starters, the movie kind of felt like it didn't know what kind of movie it wanted to be. For one thing, that it tried to keep to its root of a serious movie, and that it was supposed to be a political movie, and that it was supposed to be a message about how people would react to such a thing, as a alien species or civilization, and that's supposed to be the big part of it, But it was there, but I don't know, man. It was how do I put it? The whole movie just felt loose and scrambled and mismatched, and that obviously put in action as much as it could everywhere it could. And a couple of years ago, me and my brother, we were talking about different movies that should be remade, and one of them that we mentioned was The Day the Earth Stood Still. And I swear to you, I swear on a stack of Bibles, we mused that, yeah, they'll probably put Keanu Reeves in as Klaatu, and that's exactly what happened. But I'll never convince you that we actually had that conversation, but that's okay. Anyways, though, about the movie itself, it felt like it was kind of rushed, and that it was trying to be an epic movie that just didn't have the time for it, or the scope for it, and it was really unlimited on a bunch of limitations. You can tell as far as time frame goes, and as far as budget goes, and things like that, and it just overly used CG, and like it kind of tried to do the Independence Day, which I didn't like the movie Independence Day, just to let you know, but it tried to do the whole like wonderment of the arrival and all that stuff, and it really just felt like it felt like I was looking at a bunch of computer graphics, and it wasn't even to the point where it was like amusing at that point. It was to where it was just like, you know, and everything just. I have this theory that Hollywood's not going to get better about computer generated excuse me, CGI, computer generated images and stuff, about like using 3D effects in movies, until video games surpass them. And I really do think that's true, because I mean, if you look at it, what movie has the very best 3D effects in it of all time? Jurassic Park. Which movie was the very first movie to try to pass off 3D real life animals as 3D? Jurassic Park. So I mean, it's pretty sad that like I'm not saying that Jurassic Park by any means was the first 3D like movie to feature 3D. I mean, of course, there's The Last Starfighter and Tron, but they weren't trying to pass it off like real life objects. Do you get what I'm saying? And yeah, so it's kind of funny that they haven't been able to outdo the first movie to ever do it. And this movie is just everything and everything is CG. And I'm really also getting kind of sick and tired of the whole New York is the center of the universe mentality. That every single movie gets like gravitated towards New York City, and that's kind of boring. And it's also funny about this movie is that this movie, along with many other movies, features that one stupid damn bridge that's in every single movie from like Central Park. It was in Cloverfield. It was in this movie, and it was in that movie, the uh, the Brave one with Jodie Foster, and it's starting to get really old. It's really getting tired. It's And if you're not a video gamer, you might not get this analogy, but it's like it's almost like a Western European village in a video game at this point. It's like it, it's beyond the point of being old, and it needs to die out. And I'm sick and tired of New York. But anyways, going on. I thought that they were at first that they were gonna do the faceless military member things that was like in Blindness, where military members are all faceless individuals that whatever. And um, they did throw in one or two saving grace scenes, which is okay with me, but it was pretty bad. Like there's a scene where there's a couple helicopters flying up, and the pilots they show their faces, but they have masks on. You can't even see like their skin at all. So it's like, oh, well, they're gonna die, and of course they died because people who don't have faces are allowed to die in movies. But anyways, it was a lot of Hollywood shorthand, is I guess what I'm getting at with this. And they have the kid who's like the wisecracking little supposed to be the kid who makes the wisecracks, who makes the audience like laugh and bring the comedy element in it. But it was like a dead silence. It absolutely was. It sounded like a funeral parlor, like whenever the kid tried to make a joke in the movie. And it's not the kid's fault, of course. It's just the poor writing. But the poor writing is also largely part of due to the rush on the movie, I'm sure. Um, anyways, religious people, you're probably not gonna like this movie also because it tries to be clever about it, but it feels really hard at trying to be clever about it. Is that the movie goes and like this is I guess kind of spoiling, but it's not really. I guarantee you, it's not that spectacular of a movie. But um, that like it goes on that they've been visiting this earth for a long time, and then Klaatu starts walking on water and resurrecting people, and everything's shy of turning water into wine, and the whole world starts being disintegrated by locusts. So it attempts to be subtle with its religious innuendos, and it ends up coming out like a sledgehammer, and it's not clever, and it's not sophisticated, and it's not refined. So don't expect that. It is a very wet and loose movie, and I don't know. Other than that, there's not too much to say about it. It was. I guess my problem is that when I watched it, my brain just kind of turned off about 5 minutes into it, but it wasn't horrible either. So I don't know. To be honest, there's nothing much to be said about the movie, but the only reason that you might want to actually go see it in theaters is because just the sheer lack of anything else playing. If you are considering seeing a movie, though, there are some good movies out there playing. I'm kind of spitting nails here because I'm a huge Danny Boyle fan, and his movie Boondocks, or not Boondock Saints, his movie Slumdog Millionaire is playing, but it's not playing where I'm at. So, other than that, um, the movie. Oh, what's that guy's name? The guy who wrote Babylon 5. He made a movie too called the Clint Eastwood movie that's really good. That's worth seeing. The Changeling. So I mean, if you want to see something good, go see that. That's probably about the only good movie in theaters right now. Um, but yeah, the I don't know how do I describe this movie. It's really like the best way to describe it is it's like oatmeal when you're really hungry in the morning. It's something to put in your stomach, but it's not really what you want, and it's not really a proper meal. But so yeah, that's really all I have to say about the movie, to be honest. And I'd say I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. And I'm a pretty harsh reviewer, I guess, and a lot of people are gonna go fanatical over the movie, but it's so bleh, to say the least. And as a sci-fi fan, you're probably not gonna enjoy it either. So, uh, anyways, if you really need a break from Christmas shopping and all that, you might want to go watch it. But other than that, I'd say save your money and just get yourself a DVD that you haven't seen. There's so much good stuff out there. You don't need to go to the movies to see a good movie. You can always like look up anything classic that you might have missed somehow. But certainly not this movie. And I don't know. Like I said, if you just want a break from Christmas shopping, that's the only reason I would ever consider watching this movie. So really, that's all I have to say about it. Thanks for listening, and please leave your comments. I look forward to answering all of them.